Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister, and this is the narration of that message that she sent to me. The narration reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform because I want to confess to you how I ended up killing my madam boss and how I stole her husband. So when I started working for her, I never thought that I'll end up sleeping with her husband. I never thought that I'll end up falling in love even with her husband. So what happened is that I grew up in Chitungwiza in Harare. So I was dating this other guy who was a taxi driver, but this guy, he ended up cheating on me, and this was like really, really painful. At that time, I was already working for my boss lady, the one that I ended up killing. So whilst I was working for her, she then said that, you know what, it is really expensive because I am giving you money to travel to and from Chitungwiza. So I think that it is far much better that you come and you stay with me, and it will be much cheaper. So I then started staying with my boss lady, with her husband and her kids. So whilst we were staying together, Brother Nashi, I can say that for almost a year without sleeping with anyone, because I just wanted to be alone. I was just enjoying being single. I was not dating anyone. So when I had stayed for almost a year with no sex, like as a woman, you will start to feel some things. I would feel that I wanted to make love to someone, but with the way that my heart had been broken, I would just ignore that idea of me wanting to sleep with a man, until one day I was busy watching TV and my boss lady and her husband, they went to bed, including their kids. So I was the one who was left in the sitting room, and I was just watching some movies. So I finished watching the movie like really late at night, and I switched off the TV. So as I was walking to my spare bedroom, that was when I heard that my madam boss, she was busy making those sex sounds that a woman will be making when she is making love and when she is enjoying everything that will be happening to her. So Brother Nashi, when I heard those sex sounds, I just felt like I really wanted to sleep with her husband. I walked silently until I had reached their bedroom door, and I listened, and those two people, they were enjoying each other. By the time that I got into my spare bedroom, my brother, I just felt like I then went into the spare bedroom, and I kept on lusting after my boss lady's husband, and I said, what am I supposed to do? From there on, what I was now doing was that I would buy like these short skirts, and I was always wearing clothes that were really tight so that my boss lady's husband can find me to be very attractive until we slept together. The day that we slept together, I was really happy, and I told him that I had never slept with a man for almost a year, and at that time he was happy because when he was sleeping with me, he said, you are really tight down there. So I had fallen in love with this man. He has a lot of money. I don't want to lie to you. All the women who are out there, they all want to be married to a man who is financially stable. And I saw this as an opportunity. I was tired for working for his wife. I wanted to become his wife as well. And that is what he was telling me. He was saying that he wanted to marry me. So what I did is that I returned back to Chitungwiza. There was this other prophet. So this prophet, he was a friend of the family. I then went to that prophet, and the first time that I went to that white garment prophet telling him about this issue, I did not tell him the truth. I just said that there was this other man that I was dating. So this man that I was dating, I was in love with him. I just wanted him to give me some charms. So he said it is okay. So what I did is that at that time, he said that I should bring my underwear. So I then brought my underwear, but he said that you should wait until you are on your periods. When you are on your periods, I want you to use only one underwear like each and every day. So I was on my period. This was for 4 days. So for 4 days I was not washing my underwear or washing my private parts. All that I was doing was to remove the used sanitary pad and throw it away. Then I'll put back that dirty underwear until I had finished my periods. So I kept my underwear somewhere else, and then I went to that prophet and I gave him my underwear. He then prayed for my underwear, and I returned back to my boss lady's house with that dirty underwear. So I kept it and I waited until my boss lady had gone to Botswana. So she used to go to Botswana to buy clothes and some sneakers that we were selling in one of her shops. So when she was in Botswana, I then found that this was the perfect opportunity. So that prophet had said that I want you to cook soft porridge for him, but the way that you are going to cook the soft porridge is like this. You are going to take your dirty underwear, then during the day when he is at work, I want you to soak that dirty underwear like in a small bucket that will be full of water, and you soak it throughout the day. Then you wash it, but when you are washing it, you do not use any soap. You just wash your underwear not using any soap, and after you would have washed it, then you take that dirty water. When you take that dirty water, then you cook the soft porridge using that dirty water, and make sure that you do not eat that food that you would have cooked for him. No one is supposed to eat the food that you would have cooked for him. It is for him and for him only. Do you understand? And I said, yes, I do understand. So when my boss lady had gone to Botswana, I then took that small bucket and I filled it up with water. I took that dirty underwear. I used to keep it in a plastic bag because I did not want it to smell. So I then started washing that dirty underwear, and after I had finished washing my dirty underwear, I then took the water and I started preparing some soft porridge for my boss lady's husband. When he came back from work, he said that he was really hungry, and I told him that me and his kids, we did not want to eat pap on that night. We just wanted to eat macaron. So I prepared some macaron for me and the kids because I was just avoiding to eat that soft porridge. I then gave him the food to eat, and after he had eaten the food, this man, he was like lusting after me. He had fallen in love with me. He told me that he wanted me to become his number one wife. And you know, when you have been given an opportunity by a man that has a lot of money to become his wife, only a foolish woman will refuse that opportunity. So me not being foolish, I then said that I want to become your wife. So we dated and we were sleeping with each other. I then returned back to that same white garment prophet. This time around, I did not lie to him. I told him the truth, nothing but the whole truth. I said to him, the first time when I came here, I want to apologize to you and I want God to forgive me because I lied to you, O man of God. He said, tell me the truth, child. I then told him that the man that I was dating, this man, he was already a married man, and the woman that he was married to was my boss. So I was afraid that if my madam boss was going to find out that this is what I was doing with her husband, then she was going to fire me, and I wanted this man to marry me. So that prophet then told me that he was going to need some money. So I went and I spoke with my future husband, and him having a lot of money, he just gave me the money without even asking me what was I going to use this money for. So I took that money and I brought it to that white garment prophet, and he started to pray for me. And so I returned back to this white garment prophet with the money. So I gave him the money, but it was like on installments because it was a lot of money. He said that he was going to give me some prayers, but let me tell you the truth, these were not like your holy prayers. This was just pure witchcraft that we were now doing, but I did not even care at that time. I wanted to get married to this wealthy man. He then gave me some charms, some powdered charms, and he then gave me some charms. These were like some powder. I don't know what type of a charm that he gave me. So he said that when you have arrived at the place where you are working and staying, I want you to take these charms and just take one of your boss lady's shoes, and after you have taken her shoes, I want you to sprinkle this powder inside her shoes, and after that you just leave it like that. So that was what I did. By the night, when I arrived at the place where I was staying and working, I then took some sneakers that my boss lady loved a lot. She had these other white Puma sneakers that she had bought in Botswana. She loved wearing them a lot. So I took those charms and I started to sprinkle the powder inside the sneakers, and I just left those sneakers. So she took them and she was wearing them, and she started to complain, and her legs started to get so swollen. And the prophet had also told me that after I would have finished cooking, and then when I'll be dishing the food, I was supposed to take the charms and sprinkle in her food and give her the food to eat. Then she got so sick. She got so sick, Brother Nashi, that she was so thin. When she was taken to the hospital, it was said that she had HIV. But the prophet told me not to worry, because this was not like your natural HIV, but he had created that HIV. Whenever she would be tested, they would think that it is HIV, but it was just a spiritual disease that was affecting her. She then passed away. After she passed away, I then collected my men. Dear listeners, right there was a narration of a message that I received. It was sent to me by our dear sister. Strange things do happen in this world.